Hi, my name is Spencer Patterson. This is my first burn assignment for SAM 635. My rant today is kind of a two-part rant about the issue of paying collegiate athletes, part one, as well as the issue of eligibility to turn pro, specifically for basketball players. That's been a hot button issue lately. Um, but just starting, and I apologize for my voice. I'm getting over a cold, but I did want to do this video for this assignment. Um, but I digress. Um, First off, should college athletes be paid? No, I don't think so. I felt this way for a while now. Coming from someone who's worked for a Division I athletic program as an undergrad, I worked for the basketball team at Cal State Northridge. I saw firsthand the ability for the guys to, I mean, you get tons of free clothing and gear, shoes and sweats and things like that. Not to mention, um, everyone, scholarship players and everyone on the team is awarded a meal plan as well as a stipend for the semester. So they essentially are already getting paid to a certain extent. um, I understand the arguments with the millions and millions of dollars being generated via collegiate athletics these days, and how unfair that might seem. But we have to get back to the basics, and the core of this issue is that these are student athletes. They are students first. They are supposed to be at that school first and foremost to receive an education, and secondly, to help that school win a championship. Now, that might obviously, being a former athlete and knowing athletes, and that's not always their mindset, and that's not always the mindset of the school, unfortunately, um, which it actually should be. Um, so no, in thinking and doing some more research, this is an issue that I've gone back and forth many times and spoken with many people about, but I don't see, if you want to get paid, then you need to turn pro. Now, that brings me to another issue that's been a hot topic, which is the NBA's eligibility rule. Now, right now, the NBA and NCAA say you have to go to college for at least 1 year before you can declare for the draft. But what this has done is saturate college basketball with a bunch of guys who have no intention of taking their education seriously. They're there just for the semester and a half, not even a semester and a half, really for one semester, essentially, and taking, the lightest load you can and essentially only needing to pass maybe two or three classes before they, turn to the professional ranks. And I really think the NBA needs to consider. I read an article recently via CBSSports.com in which they talked to Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, and he is all for raising the age limit to the age of 20. Because what that'll do, at least from my perspective, will help keep the kids that want to go to school and that want to get an education. They will be invested. You'll have to invest yourself in at least 2 years of an education, which you can't just take 2 years lightly, like you can 1 year or at least half a year, because that's what it adds up to right now. Um, so yeah, I don't think they should be paid, but I do think there needs to be some type of way to go around getting people to take their education seriously, but also to make it seem like we're not just using these kids, because that's essentially what's being done. But that's where the slippery slope comes in, because we're talking about big time sports, college basketball, college football, the two big money makers. And so you want to pay those guys, yeah, they're bringing in millions of dollars of revenue, but let's say the tennis program at UC Berkeley might not be bringing in as much money as the football or basketball program, okay? But then you're going to look at the tennis player who's there on, she works just as hard, studies just as hard, if not more, than maybe the basketball or the football player. But you're going to want to pay this guy, I don't know what they would be asking for, $50,000 for the semester or something like that. You know, are you going to pay someone who's from a program that might not be as good or as well known? Or even, it might be in reverse. The football players, they might be wanting to go pro, but they're not that good. But then you have the tennis program or the water polo program, or like I said, the rugby program that has historically been excellent, but they're not as popular and they might not bring in as much revenue. So that's the slippery slope that I want to avoid when people say we should start paying college athletes. That's something that you have to be very careful, and an issue that you must tread. I think you have to tread lightly on. So that's my burn. That's my stance. I'm gonna continue. This is an issue that's not gonna go away, and I don't think this will. I don't know. This might be my final stance, but it's something that I'm going to continue and educate myself on. But as of right now, I don't think they should be paid. Thank you for your time. I apologize. Thank you for bearing with me. Again, this is Spencer Patterson, Sim 635 with his first burn. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to getting going on the rest of the assignments. And again, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day. Signing off.